It's going down like this, motherfucker.
For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together. For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together. For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together. For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together among ourselves, among our own kind, clean ourselves up, rid ourselves of the evils that we've become addicted to here in this society.
Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man. Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man. Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man.
This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying.
I just left a light in this bitch.
Fuck up. Move the fuck back. Fuck up. Move the fuck up. Move the fuck up. Move the fuck up. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying.
Off my dome. Off my dome. Off my dome. Off my dome. Off my dome.
You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. It's cool enough just being cool, like I am, chilling.
Joe V. He looked down, seen his feet, the nigga went berserk, killed the monkey, threw the bat out the window, start kicking that bitch in the air. My eye, plus I'm in love with a bitch I can't stand.
Nigga get mad. Say, motherfucker, what you mean you ain't gonna let me in this funky joint? Much money I done spent in here, nigga. I knew your mama when she was horn. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money, hump, baby. Shit, bet I do it over time. Say that, nigga. Shit. Bet the bar, off time. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money. Boy, I'm hungry as a hog need. Slap Jesus. Shit, gotta be a Jesus, cause too many black folks.
I mean, TikTok. I mean, TikTok. I mean, TikTok. I mean, TikTok. A lot of the white content creators on TikTok get all of their dances from the black content creators.
You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. I think very deeply. I think very deep.
Dance with me. Dance with me. Dance with me.
Damn white boys out there. Most of them is psychopaths and all that. They'll kill your mama's mama and you.
Decent white folk that still don't know they're racist.
What the hell you want here, hunky? What the hell you want here, hunky? What the hell you want here, hunky?
This is no cocaine, now I've been for the...
Your lines are still open. Oh shit, you can get it, nigga. You wanna get it?
I think we OD.
It all breaks down to what does this mean to me? What does this event mean to me? How does this event affect my thinking?
I think we
Affect my way of life?
Baby, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come. I hit the loop juice and pulls up in the. Baby, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me. Baby, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I.
And the fans, they're there for entertainment. And the fans, they're there for entertainment.
nigga. Nigga.
Do that dance, baby, do that dance.
Hump, baby.
Greetings. This is Big Pontiac, and welcome to the Chocolate Mountain Show. I am the holder of the infinite sacred ball game that was created by the Hero Twins, and I am that one and only Galactic Daddy-O welcoming each and every one of you to my galactic patio that reaches from Minnesota to the universe. All right, just a short version tonight because I'm not going to be here that motherfucking long. I'm getting my punk ass up in the morning and going to play pickleball. And without further ado, favorite part of the show is pulling out the Elliott Nest, Great Lakes Elliott Nest, and asking that you join me in a motherfucking drink. So pop them if you got them. I want this. Ooh. And look at this sweet ambrosia. And my favorite, Coors. Ooh. Now that was a tobacco explosion. But yeah, my barrel, Killian's. I can't drink Killian's, but I can show it. So, you know we're doing the unicorn hookah, Luca. So smoke them if you got them. All right. So I said, this is going to be a short show. I'm not going to be on too much longer. I'm sorry I couldn't come on last night, but nigga get tired, you know? I might change my schedule and not do Sundays no more until football season come. Because there's really not a lot to talk about on Sundays, and I get up fairly early, just like I'm going to get up early tomorrow and going to play pickleball. And my phone is over here charging, but I got in roughly an hour and a half worth of continuous pickleball play. I burned about 1,800 calories. I played from 9:30 to around noon. I think I played 8 games. I lost maybe 3. So I won 5 games. So the game is coming there. It was really packed. It was a lot of people out there this morning. I mean, it was a beautiful morning, early, like light 60s, no sun, overcast, but definitely no threat of rain. And I mean, it must have been. Well, we were playing like normally it's if you lose, then 2 people come new. Today it was for good. The first hour was 4 on 4. And one thing I know is the closer it gets to noon, a lot of the old folks leave. So had a ball, felt good. The game is getting good. My elbow braces work perfectly. I haven't, I mean, my tennis elbow, this nerve is a little sore to the touch, but not from hitting the ball. So that's good. It's kind of getting on the mend. And so that was my day. Now I'm upset. I'm very upset. The fucking Twins was up 2-0 and end up losing 6-7 after even they hit 2 home runs, but they gave up a couple home runs. So that was a bummer. We had that game. We had it. We had the game. So it was bogus that the game that we lost. And upset. I'm very and that game wasn't on Bally's because the corporation, through Bally's bankruptcy, the corporation that bought Bally Sports, they paid the money. So they paid the money, and so, and I'm not paying for Bally Sports because Bally Sports is going to disappear. But they paid the money today, and or they paid the money last week, excuse me. And so most of the games, this was a national game, so I think this was on Fox. So it was more of a national game than it was a Bally game. So this was a away game. This was in Seattle. And so Seattle beat them 6-7. So who are the party people with me tonight? We've got PJ Allen. And I know he's always control of his.
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What?
And to be here this late night, he definitely has to have.
Got to have vision.
And I know he has that. And El Dragon Amaru Khan. Thank you for joining me. And I know you got to have.
Got to have vision.
Jamar, 3224. Thank you for joining. And I know you definitely got to have.
Got to have vision.
Well, you know, I don't even know. I don't even know if I want to go there, but I had so much fun the other day talking about this goofy girl and the baby. And I'm going to give the idea away. All day I was trying to find somebody where I could get a child young enough where I could drive my car by him and say, hey, baby, do you need some help? And then throw a bottle at him. But I couldn't get anybody to do it other than my son. And my son, even if I put him in diapers and shit, this nigga's way too big to do it. But that's the way I look. I'd be like, hey, baby, throw something at him. Hey, baby, you want a beer? Pow! Oh, that is the funniest part to me. I will apologize for not coming on tomorrow, but, motherfucker get tired. And I work out hard, and, I just can't stay up all the time. So I think I'm going to just cut back to doing 3 days a week. Cut out Sundays until September. Whenever football season, I think I'll pick up Sundays again. And it just give me a little more time to recoup. Because, whatever time I go to bed tonight, I am definitely going to wake up at 8:30. So it doesn't really matter. I don't really need a lot of sleep. So, but I thought I'd come on. I ain't got a whole bunch to say. It's only a few stories going on here in the Great White North. There's not a whole lot of stories. It's only a few stories that's kind of interesting. Again, it's always debauchery. It's always debauchery. And so it's a little debauchery going on up here. Let me see where here it goes. Okay, this is perfect. This is perfect for what I was just talking about. This is not the sadness. This is kind of just what I was just talking about. So let him tell it. Frank and Amelia, our favorite couple, let him tell it.
Sports is also quickly putting people in the emergency room.
Injuries related to pickleball have shot up in recent years, especially since many of those playing are older adults. So how can we prevent sports injuries as we age? Good question. Jeff Wagner learned how to help you stay off the sidelines and out of the hospital.
Okay, let me say this. I'm going to tell you, for melanated people, just get some pussy. Get pussy as regular as you can. For women, let your man hit it as regular as you can, and it keeps you in shape. Makes your heart beat up, because I wear, when I'm with my old lady, and I'm 62, I wear my watch, and I try to see, when we together, how high my heartbeat gets. You dig? I want my heartbeat to get up there, and I know I get her heartbeat up there, too, because she be having them aftershocks and shit. So, that's what it takes to prevent injuries. But okay, let them tell it. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting them.
It's 1 p.m. on a weekday, and there's an absolute racket inside Lucky Shots Pickleball Club in Minneapolis.
It's competitive, it's easy to learn.
How often are you playing pickleball?
4 or 5 times a week.
Same with Jason.
5 to 6.
5 to 6 days?
Yep.
Sometimes in a row?
Yes, in a row.
Have you ever gotten hurt playing?
Yes.
What happened?
Twisted ankle.
He's far from alone. A study determined that pickleball would lead to $377 million in medical costs this year, with a majority due to emergency.
Okay, you think this is bad for them? Do you think the medical industry is mad that more people are getting hurt? Do you understand that? And I guess they're saying, older folks is whatever on their insurance. I said this before. I watched 2 people fall. I heard of a third. The person that fell, I fell into the fence. I ain't get hurt. I scraped my elbow up a little bit, but that's it. I mean, to say sprain ankles, it is very, the movement, like you're not really crossing your legs. It's more of a shuffle step. So you're not really crossing your legs where, you would sprain your ankle. Now, again, what kind of equipment you got, what you wearing the right shoes. Now, what's funny about this is these niggas is playing indoors. I don't play indoors this time of year. I play outdoors this time of year. Fuck being inside. I play outdoors this time of year. But I'll let them tell it. I'm sorry. I get carried away.
Room visits.
I had a terrible tennis elbow. Last year, I couldn't hold a glass of water. It was that bad.
Typically,
Now, I will admit, I watched one nigga come in there with an ice pack on his arm. He came to the pickleball park with an ice pack on his arm, and he took it off to play. As I said, there's a strap you can put on that you can hold that tendon. I wear those on both arms, and I put the thicker copper fit sleeve on. So I've got that tendon holder, and I got the copper foot sleeve goes from here to here. And that solved all my problems. I've had tennis elbows since I was 24 years old. Just had therapy in April. May, I had therapy on it. It'd rub it and shit, making it feel better. I was like, oh, I like that. Like, you gonna do that again next time? I'm coming to see you again. So, you see? So, you can avoid these things. These things can be avoided if you know what's wrong with you. Like, when I started playing, I had, I wore Ritchie braces, which gives you no lateral movement at all. But what I found out is my Achilles got sore. And I remember when I got these Ritchie braces, I argued with this motherfucker because he didn't want to give them to me. Finally, the girl at the front desk said, look, his insurance will buy the motherfucker, so quit arguing with him and order the shit. That's what she told this dude. And I had to wear them because I wore high tops one time, and the high tops rubbed against my scar. Because I got a scar where they replaced my my Achilles and the shoe, so I don't wear high tops. But let this doctor tell it.
If that develops, that's an overuse injury that strains on the tendons.
Dr. David Jewison is a sports medicine physician. How does age play a role in this rise of injuries?
After the age of 35, our bone marrow density on all of us decreases by about 1% per year, We also know that by the age 65, we lose about 20% strength in our muscles and 20% of the flexibility.
Okay. I've got one very strong muscle, so I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I'm 62 and my muscle is pretty strong. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. We lose density in our muscle. My muscle is pretty strong. It's knock him over the head strong. So my density is pretty strong. So anyway, let him go. Bad mouthing seniors.
Decline in athleticism raises our chances of getting hurt and makes it take longer to recover when we do.
Can braces really help prevent injuries?
Not necessarily.
So I'm wearing compression sleeves on my knees, on my elbow, and on my wrists.
Most of us, ankle braces are the thing we know has good evidence that is preventative for recurrent injuries.
As for other braces, like on your knee or elbow, Dr. Jewison says they're better at preventing irritation to joints that are trying to heal as opposed to preventing an injury.
How can stretching before or after an activity help prevent injuries?
You see people stretching, you know, static stretching is where you just hold like this.
Oh, but I like it. He got a t-shirt on. He's wearing Nike. See, he was ready to be on TV. He's got his hair all slicked back. I like
Doing
him.
that prior to activity does not help people prevent anything.
Static stretching is good after your workout since it helps relax tight muscles and tendons. Before you work out or play pickleball, get moving.
Get on a stationary bike, do a light walk.
Now, I'll agree. The first thing I do before I pull my car out of the garage, I grab my rope and I start doing, because pickleball is nothing but quick hands. So I get the ropes, I take one hand like this, one hand like that with both ropes, one hand, and I do like this, you know, like I'm swinging a paddle, but I do a lot of this because that's pickleball. It's up, defend, put it down quick, so I do all the movements with the rope before I go out. So I would agree with that. But people forget what the guns are. You know, people forget that the guns are to activate your muscles. So I get the gun and go over my Achilles, go over my feet. People forget that. The guns, yes, they can help once you strain something, but the guns are actually to fire up your muscles. And so people forget that. It's like you go on a walk and you got one of them guns, hit your legs, hit your thighs, hit the back, you know, hit whatever's sore first. And you can use it afterwards too, but use it, you know, when you start. And I think people forget that. And I actually haven't been up to this place. I know where it's at. This place is this is at the U right here. They're up at, this right here is the U. They're not at the pickleball facility. They're at the U.
Walk, do some yoga movements. Just
jumping jacks even?
Jumping jacks are great. Just a little something.
Have sex in the morning. That's great.
To get some blood flowing and get warmed up.
See?
Working.
Sex gets the blood flowing and it gets you warmed up. Well, I mean, I think the blood flowing is, you're already warmed up.
Out will help you prevent injuries when you're playing sports.
100%.
Jeff Wagner, WCCO News.
And it's being in shape. You know, that's the other thing, is being in shape and do the things. Like I hit this motherfucker up here. I hit this and run on this, and I got in shape. So that getting in shape can take away from injuries. Let's see. Wow. No. God damn. Where the fuck is this? Oh, I like this. I might like this story. What is this? Well, let's see this. Let's ride this one out. This might be what we was talking about. Let's check this one out.
Team is following this story and joins us from Clayton County, Georgia here with the latest. Caitlin, as I mentioned, a lot left to figure out.
Yes, a lot of moving parts in this one, that's for sure. But here's what I can tell you. That suspected kidnapper, suspected killer, now in custody. And
Doesn't she look like the secretly dirty like school teacher, the school teacher you come over and when you're grown, of course, not children, but when you're grown, she looks all innocent and shit, and then when you get around her, she just lets loose. She has that kind of vibe to me that she would let loose. But anyway, let's go.
His alleged victim, an ex-girlfriend, unfortunately passing away at the end of this police chase. So let me walk you through exactly what happened late last night into early this morning. I'm standing here in Clayton County, and the video you're watching is in Clayton County where this pursuit ended. This all began about 10 miles away in Fayette County at a restaurant late last night. The accused, his name is Cameron Hopkins, 20 years old. He walked into that restaurant with a gun and took his ex-girlfriend at gunpoint, forcing her into his vehicle. It's a red vehicle that you see there at the end of this police chase. From there, those who were at the restaurant called 911, gave a vehicle description to police, and that's when officers were able to spot it and gave chase. Well, he didn't give up. He kept going. They ended up ending this pursuit using what they call a pit maneuver. Still didn't want to give up, started shooting at the police officers there in front of the high school in Clayton County. Instead of returning fire, they retreated behind their vehicles, ended up hearing more gunshots, they say, and that was the suspect, Mr. Cameron, firing at his ex-girlfriend. She ended up dying there at the scene, and then police deployed some sort of chemical agent to smoke this man out, so to speak, of the vehicle. He's now in custody, and that woman, she's not being identified just yet. This all happening late last night into early morning hours, so police want to notify.
Well, for all you women, if they act crazy one time, they're probably crazy all the time. So keep that in mind. If they act crazy one time, they're probably crazy all the time. See, she could have got I just don't know what to say. That's not what I'm looking at. No, it was another one on the south side here in town.
One of the fastest growing
South side. No. Must have been Carrie Levin. Let's see. It's not this. Ooh. I don't know. This we might want this though. I think we might really. Where is this? Oh, where is it? I guess I'm gonna have to go to Carrie Levin. I'll come back to that. Where did I see that? Oh, okay. Check this out. Okay, this is kind of funny too. I guess it's not really funny, but it's kind of funny. So, first of all, like, where do you buy this ugly shirt from? Like, really? Like, these chicks be buying the ugliest stuff. Like, where do you go even get something like this? It's like, this is like some hippie clothes, like Wanda the Good Witch clothes. Like, how does you get these clothes? And look at her. Why this big thing hanging down you? Like making it the puffy shirt. I'm sorry, but I can't help myself. But okay, let's go.
Man involved in the vicious beating of a transgender woman on a Minneapolis light rail platform has been sentenced.
Lubber Goose was in the courtroom.
When a transgender woman was serious.
This nigga's name is Lubber Goose. Ain't that what she said? Lubber Goose. Y'all, this is Lubber Goose.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
What are we doing?
That's what I was saying, Lubber Goose. Okay, let's go, Lubber Goose.
When a transgender woman was seriously assaulted at the Lake Street Light Rail Station in February, a lot of people wondered whether it was a...
Okay, he is inside. This is where the courthouse is. Well, one of the courthouses. We have a federal courthouse here, but this is... I'm trying to think, why the fuck did I have to go in here? I don't know. I went in there a few times, but it wasn't for my divorce. We went in the family court. So family court's not here, but this is if you do some shit where you go to jail court.
hate crime. At the sentencing hearing today for 19-year-old Keaton Morris, that theory was not even alluded to. Morris pleaded guilty to third-degree assault, and as part of the deal, first-degree aggravated robbery is dismissed, and he'll spend 3 years on probation instead of in prison. According to the criminal complaint, Morris and
he's on probation so he can do it again. God damn.
Another man pushed the victim down the stairs and assaulted her on the ground, then took her clutch purse. Morris will have to serve 365 days in the Hennepin County Workhouse, and Judge Peter Cahill said he'll be moved to a drug treatment center as soon as a bed is available because of his fentanyl addiction.
That seems to be the biggest problem here, making you a danger not only to public safety but to yourself. A lot of people die from fentanyl overdoses.
That's what I was about to say. I didn't know niggas wanted fentanyl like that. I mean, how many people y'all know say, yeah, I'm on fentanyl, and he's still alive? They tell you if you just do a little bit, this nigga's addicted to the shit. He's like, hey, Judge, you know, I was on that fentanyl, but you're alive? How, you know, I guess there's a, how, like, now, fentanyl can be prescribed, but what is the okay dosage where you don't OD? You see how they tell you? Yet that man was able to assault a person despite him being on fentanyl. So, okay, I'm learning.
So your use of fentanyl is a great danger to yourself.
Morris's co-defendant, Kevin York, will be sentenced on Wednesday. He agreed to the same plea deal. The victim was not in the courtroom today, and we did not receive an update on.
Yeah, the victim got fucked over. The victim is like, wow, they're going to be able to do this shit again. But no, there was something better. I saw something better. Let me see if I can find that. No, none of this. It's not here. Oh, here we go. This is one of.
Thanks for joining us. This
is one of the stories I heard. Okay, check this out. I mean, it's not funny, but okay, go back. Okay, let's go.
News tonight.
This is a quick story, so.
Thanks for joining us. We are following developing news tonight. According to the State Patrol, a Morrison County deputy.
And this is some country shit right here. Okay, you see this sign right here? You see this sign? Do you know why they have these numbers? These motherfuckers live in such rural area where this is how, if they have a fire, they get discovered. They got these numbers. And you see these numbers like this tells you the houses. I mean, this is how rural most of this state is. All the niggas live in Minneapolis. It's only 5 million people in the state, and 3.5 of them live in Minneapolis, in the Twin Cities. And so this is how, you know, they know rural addresses, because they go by these markers.
According to the State Patrol, a Morrison County deputy was struck while directing traffic at Pierce Freedom Fest. This happened last night around 11:30 on Highway 25. The State Patrol says that Deputy Brady Punsack was taken to the St. Cloud Hospital with life-threatening injuries.
Damn, I didn't know he was related to me. Damn, what was his name? What was the nigga's name? See, he's a Pontiac. I didn't even know it. I'm gonna go kick some ass. Now, who hit the homeboy? Oh, this is a Pontiac. Oh, we gotta go fuck somebody up now.
Cloud Hospital with life-threatening injuries. Mayor Jim Gorka says that Deputy Punsack lives in the city of Flensburg and is on their city council. Neither the 17-year-old driver of the SUV who hit him nor that vehicle's 16-year-old passenger were injured.
I guess not. I guess not. So they were partying, they hit the officer. We're sorry to hear that. I hope he makes it. I hope he makes it. But that is... I don't know if this is the story I'm looking for. I didn't think she got hit, but maybe she did. So... I don't think this is the story I'm looking for, but maybe it is. So I have to listen to all of it.
17-year-old Darisha Vaught, her life cut short over the weekend during a hit and run in Forest Lake, where police believe a man intentionally ran her over with a car. That man is behind bars tonight, charged with criminal vehicular homicide and third.
Did she really have to say a car? I mean, I guess it could have been a ATV or a motorcycle, but did she really have to say a car? I don't think so, but let's go.
Degree murder.
Darisha's family and friends now coping with an unimaginable loss. Our Courtney Godfrey is live in Forest Lake tonight, where a memorial is growing. Courtney, Darisha's parents opened up to you on a very difficult conversation.
Yeah, these were not easy conversations to have tonight, Randy. Honestly, some of the toughest interviews I've done in my career, and it's been a long one. Throughout the day here today, we've seen family and friends gathering here at Lakeside Beach Park, where this all happened over the weekend, remembering a kind, big-hearted teenager.
My daughter is gone. I'm never going to see her again. I'm never going to be able to hold her. I'm not going to see her graduate.
A family deep in grief, a day after a senseless act claimed the life of 17-year-old Darisha Bailey Vaught. Her father rushing to the scene in Forest Lake, emergency responders unable to revive her.
I really didn't know what was going on. My wife was hysterical. So when I finally got here, I pull up. My daughter was on the ground laying in a pool of blood. And I just dropped to the floor and I prayed to God that she would gain her breath.
A criminal complaint details how 20-year-old Dylan Simmons intentionally ran over Vaught following a fight between two groups in a public parking lot. Initially fleeing the scene, Simmons later returns, admitting to police that he knew he hit her.
This dude took my baby sister away from me, and I couldn't do nothing.
Her older brother, a witness to the tragedy.
It was a terrible thing to see. It was the worst experience I had in my life.
Witnesses say Simmons first rear-ended the car Vaught arrived in, then reversed and drove right at her. And with her ex-boyfriend allegedly in the passenger seat, the family says they want to see him charged with being an accomplice to murder.
If we was to take that person out of the situation, my daughter would be still alive. She's really dead because of him.
Now they can only remember a young woman who was excited to graduate high school next spring with big dreams of becoming a veterinarian.
I miss her so much. I miss her so much. I miss my best friend and my baby sister so much.
Wow. That wasn't the story, though. I can't find the other story. I cannot find it. What? But this sounds funny. I'm about to get married, and this sounds kind of funny. We're gonna show her in her good witch of the East costume, but let her tell it.
First days of marriage, a Twin Cities couple is in a desperate search. While they were saying "I do" on Friday, thieves were targeting their car, stealing a lot of their things. But as Jennifer Hoff explains, there's really only one thing they hope to get back.
On the northeast shores of Lake Harriet is a peace garden.
Yeah.
The perfect spot, really, for Aaron and Liz Walla to get married.
It's a special place for us, so
Yeah.
we chose to do it there.
Except come the reception Friday.
They chose to do it there. He had that look. Look at that look in his eye. He hit it. He hit it there. He hit it there. We chose to do it there. All right.
It's a special place for us.
Oh, you can tell they had sex up there. But okay, let's go.
So
Yeah.
we chose to do it there.
Except come the reception Friday night was anything but peaceful for the newlyweds.
We got back to the cars. We didn't realize anything was wrong.
And I went in the back and I was like, wait, where's my bag? And he's like, no, my bag's also missing. So then all of a sudden we're like, oh, somebody legit stole everything.
From her camera to her makeup, ID, and wallet.
Yeah, everything.
Thieves racking up thousands of dollars on Liz's credit card. But then
It's irreplaceable stuff.
there's the bag.
I just want the bag back.
The camo one Aaron never went without since enlisting in the Army 13 years ago. The Special Operations Combat Medic taking it on several deployments overseas and hanging from it memorial bracelets for his friends who didn't make it back.
there was so much sentimental stuff attached to that bag.
The couple making a plea on social media and filing a police report, still unsure how someone got into their trunk of valuables. A lesson learned and a crime they're willing to overlook.
If they just keep that and return the bag, you know, I'll consider it a wash. I'll drop the whole thing.
Finding, though, what does matter is what no one could ever take away.
We're all healthy. No one got hurt. You know, like we're okay. Just that part sucks.
Why didn't they have their shit in the trunk?
Yeah, that part does suck. Besides those memorial bracelets, Aaron also had the dog tags of his 3 grandparents who served in World War II on that backpack. Also has a patch with his name on it. We put the couple's contact information in the story at KARE11.com if you know anything.
Man, they done threw that pack away. They done threw that motherfucking pack away. I thought they got the wedding ring or something. They were smart. They didn't get the wedding rings. But gosh. This still ain't.
This is 17.
This ain't it. Look there. Maybe it's here. Well, I don't see the other thing. They're not showing it. That is odd. That is odd. None of the news searches showed it. But I find this is funny. I'm gonna show this. This is like, don't worry, be something. I'm gonna show this. See, Minnesota, y'all think Minnesota just got the Twins and the Timberwolves and the Wild and the Mall of America and all these lakes, but no, we do the things for the children.
Round. But this week in Bloomington, you can see some of the best unicyclers around.
The Twin Cities Unicycle Club is hosting this year's North American Unicycle Convention and Championships. Fox 9 photojournalist.
What did she say? She flubbed her words.
Is hosting this year's
some of the best unicyclers around.
The Twin Cities Unicycle. The Twin Cities Unicycle Club is hosting this year's North American Unicycle Convention and Championships.
Smack them in the back.
Photojournalist Doug Solomon caught up with some of the cyclists.
This is the national event. We have over 200 people registered. We have people from all over the U.S. and Canada. We have riders as young as 5 or 6 and as old as in their 70s.
Depending on a person's personality, they can find some fun thing about unicycling.
Typically, their only exposure is like clowns or circuses.
Really weird comments like, can you really ride a unicycle? I'm on a unicycle.
This game is almost endless. It's really, really hard to find people that do this stuff, so it's really nice having something where everyone gets to...
Wait, did he touch her butt?
Almost endless. It's really, really hard to find people.
Wow, where can you get away with that at? I guess on a unicycle. Oh, is this a girl touching another? I mean, he's going in for it, but what?
Hard.
Oh, he went in for the kill. I think that's a guy. You can do this? I didn't think that was appropriate.
It's really, really hard.
Oh, he got a little feel in there.
Do this stuff, so it's really nice having something where everyone gets together and gets to show off what they've been working on.
It's really the community for me. That's what's kept me in it for so long.
We do so many tricks, and there's so much that goes into it.
I was definitely nervous, but I was more determined, I think, because I just really wanted to learn this.
Because everybody in unicycling is so nice and supportive. It's just always the best week of my life whenever I come to these events, and it's all because of the people involved and everybody else's passion for the sport.
Anybody can come and watch for free. Just show up, sit, start asking questions. Unicyclists are very friendly people.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh my goodness, it looks like synchronized water dancing, right?
Y'all needed to see that. Y'all really needed to see God damn, these motherfuckers ain't got nothing better to do but spend $500 on a unicycle. Oh my goodness. This is the kind of shit they give a fuck about. Here you go. Here you go. This is some kind of shit this is the kind of shit they give a fuck about. There's shit moving around in here and shit. The fuck was that I just caught moving around in there? This is the kind of shit they care about here.
Overexert the poor guy. He's already been through enough, so we pull him up slowly, little bit by little bit.
Well, that's just one of the people who were in the right place at the right time as that dog was whimpering for help along the banks of the Minnesota River. Ed didn't have much time. He found himself in a pretty dire situation. Fox 9's Babs Santos joining us live now with a story of Ed and this harrowing rescue. Babs.
Amy, this story all starts around 1:30 on Saturday
A
afternoon.
nigga named Babs? I thought, that was a Valley girl, Bab. I thought Bab was a Valley girl name, but I guess not. I like this. Okay, this is stiff. This looks like Tommy. I don't see your t-shirt, but you still could have a wife beater on. But okay, let's go, Bab.
Starts around 1:30 on Saturday afternoon with a call to 911.
The dog truly has 9 lives, just like a cat.
And for 13 going on 14 years, George Niskanen's St. Bernard Ed has been living the life. Ed has acre after acre of hilly, wooded terrain to roam free on, land that even borders the Minnesota River in Carver County. But this month, when the farm dog didn't come home to eat overnight, his owner started to worry, until a group of more than a dozen canoers passing by brought good news. And a tall task for Carver Fire Department Captain Chad Roche.
He was obviously tired, stressed, but he was still alive, and that's the main thing.
I was jubilated, excited to the fact that he was found.
Down along.
Okay, let's check this out. He does not do any pimping at all. Where was this goofy mother? Now, come on, look at this outfit. Like, this is the best he could do. He got his shit kicker boots on, but look at this shit. This probably comes from Farm Fleet jeans, Farm Fleet, and the shit kicker boots. There's no pimping in him. That dog is best friend. That dog is his best friend.
Good news. And a tall task for Carver Fire Department Captain Chad Roche.
He was obviously tired, stressed.
Okay, pull the motherfucker out. Let's see him pull the motherfucker out.
Jubilated, excited to the fact that he was found.
Down along the banks of the Minnesota River, time was not on Ed's side. He was stuck deep in a paralyzing life or death situation.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
What the fuck is this? What was this motherfucker doing down there that he got stuck? What was he digging? He was in there digging on some shit to covered his big ass up. God, look at this motherfucker. He's like, can I catch a break? Oh, he like, damn, I wish I had a sandwich. I wish I could be chasing a squirrel. This motherfucker like, God damn, digging this hole wasn't a great idea. Look at this motherfucker, man. Now, this is, okay, so let's be clear. If this was in a melanated community, I don't think people would call and say, this is a big ass dog stuck in the mud. What do y'all think about it? Now, y'all know niggas. Niggas wouldn't jump for this, baby. Like, after I have lunch, we'll go check and shit. Just call the motherfucker whose dog it is. Just go see if you can see the dog tags and see if he can pull it out. But see, in these rural Americas, in the Great White North, they do goofy shit like this. They pull dogs out of the mud.
Situation.
When the canoers came upon him, he let out a little bark, which helped them find him.
They happened to find our dog in this big...
He let out a little bark. He let out a little bark. He let out a little bark. A little bark. He let out a little bark. Bark, which helped them find him.
They happened to find our dog in this big soup mud.
Look at this nigga's shirt. God damn. Where the fuck do you get this shit from? And this shit is like a thought. Look how faded it is and shit. This nigga done had this shirt. Like, this is his best shirt. He's got hundreds of acres and he dresses like this. Ah, the pimping ain't everywhere, is it, y'all? The pimping is not everywhere. He's like, well, this is my best shirt, you know. It's a little stained in here and shit. It's got the underarm stain, just stained up there. I mean, it's sunburnt. Oh my goodness, the pimping ain't everywhere, y'all.
Mud pile down there and called 911.
This is the trench where it happened, alongside...
Okay. Niggas is not calling 911 for the dog. Come on now, y'all know we do not call 911 for a dog in the mud. We be like, that's a dumb motherfucking dog. Whose dumbass dog is this that's stuck in the trench? How the fuck did he get in the trench? That's what your dumbass get for getting in the trench. Yeah, we would not call for the... They're lucky, you know, these are nice. These Europeans up here are very nice, and they care about animals.
3 volunteer firefighters, the canoers used paddles to dig Ed out and save his life. Once pried free, he was carted home about a mile away up the property.
He didn't have anything in him. He didn't bark. He whimpered a little bit, probably pretty scared, but he's a survivor, obviously.
Now, after a good bath and with a lot of rest, Ed is regaining his strength where he belongs, at home.
Poor guy didn't have much life.
Oh, these motherfuckers care about the wrong shit. I love animals, but god damn. That shows you the difference in class. That shows you the difference in people. We just don't give a fuck about that kind of shit. Be like, hey, you know that dog stuck. If I was chief of police, that would not be my priority. That would be like, maybe in 2 weeks if the motherfucker's still alive. But I would definitely, but that's, you know. Oh, it's more. It's more. I found more. Here we go. I found more. That ain't the shit. I found more. There's more to the story, y'all. It's more to the story. Check this out. Look who found this motherfucker.
Ran into a problem they never expected. A dog trapped up to its head in mud on the side of a river. Our David Schumann.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
That's what I want to know. Look at these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers is knee deep. Hey, y'all know we ain't doing this shit. We ain't doing this shit. Now, maybe we paid $1,000 for a brand new dog, but a 13-year-old dog, we are not doing this for the dog. He would be lucky to get one person. This is definitely a cultural thing right here, y'all. We just don't give a fuck. Okay, let's hear the good Samaritans.
Shows us how they didn't hesitate to take action, giving the dog and its owner a very happy Sunday.
He said a happy Sunday. I thought he was going to say something else. Look, y'all know me. I threw a bottle of Wild Irish Rose at the baby going down the highway. You know, everybody's getting on the girl. I saw the baby too. I threw a bottle at the baby. I hit the baby went off in the side. I thought it was a good thing. So I would have did the same thing to the dog. I would have thrown the bottle at the dog. But, okay, I'm sorry if y'all dog lovers like that, but I think it's funny. Let's go.
He's definitely lost. At the sound of a simple bark, a weekend canoe trip to send Mitch White off into holy matrimony became a suddenly urgent rescue operation. Just so muddy still. The 11-man bachelor party discovered a St. Bernard buried up to his neck in thick, heavy mud a few feet off the Minnesota River in Carver.
And we were trying to figure out what to do, and I was like, my fiance Kelly probably won't marry me if we don't get this dog out of here. So
they dug, several of them for at least half an hour.
Damn, this nigga's from Prior Lake.
So they dug, several of them for at least half an hour.
Yeah, he's from Prior Lake. This is fucking long way. Somewhere it said the nigga's from Prior Lake. He's from Prior Lake. Okay, let's go Prior Lake.
Well, they dug, several of them, for at least half an hour.
Because the dog wasn't moving on its own. So we were feeding it and giving it water, but the dog seemed like it had already used up all of its energy.
They called for first responders who helped the dog, who does have a name, get back home.
People saved you, Ed.
Ed is now back with George, where he belongs.
Okay. I was wondering what kind of shoes he got. Goddamn, George, where do you even buy that bullshit? Where do you get some goddamn shoes like this? Like, is this like Amazon, low brand or something? How do you get shoes like this? Like, where do you get these types of shoes? I don't even know where you could find this shoe. I don't even think Walmart makes these shoes. But let's go.
Is now back with George, where he belongs.
He likes to roam.
Damn, George got a pump back there and shit. Look at, he's got an outdoor tub. Damn, George is living the life. He's got a Liberty Bell. He's got his own Liberty Bell. I don't have a Liberty Bell. Damn, I need a Liberty Bell now. Thank you, George. Look, if y'all want to donate a Liberty Bell to me, donate a Liberty Bell. That is the bomb. Give me a Liberty Bell. Let's go, George.
From time to time, and he usually comes back.
George says Ed was gone for about a day when the Carver County Sheriff's Office called.
He was in a heck of a predicament. We got him up the hill, and now he's brought back to strength, thanks to the Carver County Sheriff's Department and the Carver Fire Department.
Well, let's say if you lived around some niggas, your dog would be buried and no one would ever know what happened to your dog. Because we just don't give a fuck like that. But okay, there is, man, where? There's another story out there that I cared about, but it's gone. I've been going an hour. I'm only going to go an hour because I got shit to do. This is what I was looking for right here. This is fucked up.
In just the past 10.
This is really fucked up. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Yeah, and, you know, far too often we, well, I'll let them tell it. Still, she's got Glinda of the Good Witch of the East shirt on. What is these, like, what is these? What kind of, like apple blossoms or some shit? So you went in that store and you like, wow, that apple blossom dress really looks nice. This is some ugly shit, honey. I mean, damn, you ain't that, like, this is some shit a woman about 90 years old would look at the store and want. But honey, you only look like you in your 40s and you wearing granny, ugly little granny tops. I don't get it, but let's go.
Past 10 minutes, Minneapolis police identified a 15-year-old girl shot and killed in Uptown early this morning. Sharon Yu joins us now with details. Sharon?
Well, Julie, this is just into the newsroom. The Hennepin County...
Okay, like, look at this. Look at her hair. Like, did she just come indoors? Like, really? You didn't know they was going to put you on air to get that down? Get that down? Come on now, come on.
Medical examiner's office has identified the 15-year-old victim as Kamai Johnson from Minneapolis. The report says she died from a gunshot wound to her chest. Earlier today, homicide investigators were knocking on doors and canvassing the neighborhood where the girl was found at Girard Avenue South and 25th Street West. They also picked up some leftover evidence from earlier in the morning. Police said in a release when they arrived, they found Kamai with a life-threatening gunshot wound and that she died at the scene despite EMS's efforts to save her life. Many of the neighbors say they were woken up because they heard commotion outside their homes, and a neighbor shared his doorbell camera video that shows police lights still going at around 4 in the morning, which is about 2.5 hours after police say they got the call. According to the Minneapolis Police Crime Map, this is the only shooting that's happened this year in this area. Other than that, it shows a couple of reports of sounds of shots fired within a couple of blocks radius. This is also the 6th homicide in the city's 5th precinct, compared to 10 homicides in the precinct last year. The neighbors we talked to today all expressed shock about what happened early this morning. So far, no arrests have been made in the case, and MPD is putting out a plea for any information. Tips can be submitted to Crime Stoppers, and they say anyone who has information that...
Wow, what? Like, the only thing I can think of that would cause a girl that young to get shot and killed is, again, is she, you know, booming? Is she booming? But break up. Dude killed her. Wow. And yeah, that's a tough one. That was a tough one. I think that was it. Yeah, that was a tough one to read. Oh, yeah, it's a little okay. I think this is the same thing. I think this is the same thing. A little more reporting on the same thing. See if they give us any extra details about it. Because sometimes you find a little, they'll cover a little bit more of the story. Let's see if they cover more of it.
Minneapolis investigators now confirm a 15-year-old girl lost her life in this deadly shooting. David Schuman's in the newsroom with what we've learned tonight. David?
Frank, her
Now, again, we have Stewie from Mad TV. This is Stewie from Mad TV. Okay, Stewie, let's go.
name was Kamaya Johnson, and she was getting ready to go to high school, her father told me today. Tonight, the medical examiner's report was released, and we learned she was shot in the chest. They called it a homicide. Police responded to the shooting around 1:30 in the morning, just a few blocks from Lake of the Isles. I spoke to some neighbors today who live on the street, and they were devastated at this tragedy.
This is a lovely place to live, and I know that there's a lot going on, and I'm thankful that
Okay, I don't know if y'all was noticing any other picture. This is, now what's ironic is this is not terribly far from where Floyd got killed. But this is the upper scale area of the South Side. This is one of the better areas of the South Side.
managed to stay safe, and that it has remained, a fairly safe place to live. And yeah, it really saddens me, and my heart goes out to their family.
Kamaya's family held a balloon release tonight to celebrate her and her memory. Her father told me she was charismatic, had a real spark about her, and that he instilled in her
no pictures though
to be a leader, saying she was a great kid gone too soon. Police haven't made any arrests.
Okay, we'll keep updating the story.
So, yeah, that's very unfortunate. But more than likely, she got killed one of those two reasons. Wasn't any abduction, because you're not going to kill somebody you want to abduct. This sounds like a boyfriend. So, now this is this next story.
There is another option on the.
This next story is a fallout from Floyd. Now, remember, they burned the police precinct down on the South Side, which is the 3rd precinct. And that's what this story is generally about. And this is directly outfall from Floyd.
Option on the table tonight for the future of Minneapolis Police Department's 3rd precinct. The building, as you remember, was burned down during the riots after George Floyd's murder and has been abandoned ever since. The new plan comes after 2 other proposals caused some controversy among community members. Danny Spiewak explains what the temporary change the city is now considering.
3 years after the riots following George Floyd's murder, Minneapolis announced 2 options this spring for the burned 3rd precinct. Renovate the current location at Lake in Minnehaha for $12 million, or build a new precinct down the street for double the price. In a new survey released Monday, 66% of respondents picked the rebuild as the better option of the 2.
The survey and the engagement we've done, of course, is helpful and at the same time is inconclusive.
That's because many others in the survey said they didn't want a precinct in the neighborhood at all.
It has been a very challenging conversation to have.
So Council President Andrea Jenkins came up with a 3rd option. Her plan would place the 3rd precinct and 1st precinct together in the building known as Century Plaza on the southern edge of downtown.
And it sits almost right on the border of the 3rd precinct.
The city could not say how much the
if you guys didn't know, where'd it go? Do you guys remember the famous DJ Big Boy? This is the famous DJ Big Boy, if you didn't know. This is Big Boy.
In the half.
So Council President Andrea Jenkins.
Remember Big Boy was in what was the Gigolo? He played the Gigolo. Big Boy was in the Gigolo. Remember that? That's what movie this person was in.
Came up with a 3rd option. Her plan would place the 3rd precinct and 1st precinct together in the building known as Century Plaza on the southern edge of downtown.
And it sits almost right on the border of the 3rd precinct.
The city could not say how much this 3rd option would cost, But if the council approves the idea, 3rd Precinct officers could move into Century Plaza by the end of 2024. For the past 3 years, they've been working in various buildings downtown.
Majority of them, many of them, are, of course, are in support to moving to this new Century Plaza location. Considering the fact.
And this is the same nigga that was talking about there wasn't going to be any fireworks going off during the 4th, but then he turns around and says, well, we don't have enough people to stop the fireworks for the 4th. He said there would be no people, going off doing fireworks. And then he comes out the next day and says, well, we don't have enough people to stop them from the fireworks. So he's a double talker.
Way they have been located has been somewhat of a challenge for them.
Still, it's not a permanent solution. Ultimately, the city may consider modeling a community safety hub within the 3rd Precinct, which could combine MPD with social services such as mental health.
And we want to make sure that we can provide service and safety and the immediacy to residents of the 3rd Precinct and simultaneously look forward to that big vision.
The city council will see the results of the 3rd Precinct survey.
Okay, it's some bullshit. I know it's some bullshit, but I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. Oh, I see Lorenzo has come in. What's happening, Lorenzo? My man. And I know to be up this late night, you got to have
vision.
What did he say? What did he say? What did you say? He said the porch was in quicksand. The pooch was in quicksand, and fuck her if she wasn't gonna marry me for not saving a dumbass dog. Oh, that is the truth. That is the truth. I am convinced that they put that motherfucker there. I tell you, these people are just goofy. And I wanna show this, and I'm probably gonna get hit for this, but I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, it's gonna be in here. Simmons, or was it Young? Let's see. Versus, I think it was Simmons. Let's see. Let me see if this was his name. I think it was Young, though. Let's see. I'm not getting nothing there. Okay, let me see if I get this. I'm going to get hit for this, but I don't care. I want you to see. Okay. I know I'm going to get hit for this. Introducing. But I want you to see this because Mike Tyson wasn't what y'all think. Like, look up the fight with him and fighting Sheldon. He don't, with the night Tupac got killed, he doesn't even hit Sheldon. Sheldon just falls down. And Mike Tyson is not what you think he was. His fights were just as fixed as anybody else. And I want to show just this little bit. Yeah. Okay. I know they're going to get me for this, but I'm going to show this little bit to prove that my point that Mike Tyson's fights was fixed. This dude, watch him jump and then watch Mike swing at him and he bounces into the ring. Let's see. Okay, let's see where he knocks him out. Because where he knocks him, okay, right here probably is where I can show you. Now, what we're looking for, he takes a jump back before he jumps into the ring. Watch this. Watch him take a jump back. He practices the jump back. Watch him, see, right there. That's part of it. But watch, okay, when they turn, okay, he turns, takes that jump back. Now watch him jump into the ropes. That was practice. Now watch. He don't even get hit, and he jumps into the ropes. He literally jumps into the ropes. Watch this. Watch this. When he hits him. But he does the practice move first. There he goes. He jumps back. Look at that. That was fake as fake ever. Doesn't even hit him. Look at this. Jumps into the ropes. Again. Doesn't even hit him. See, he didn't hit him. That was a Rocky punch. He did not hit him. He pulls the punch too. Watch him pull the punch. See, he didn't hit him. Look at dude's head right here. Look at his head. His head is not turned from any punch. This is a Rocky punch. He pulled the punch here. He pulled the punch. That was just. My point is, Mike Tyson is not who you guys thought he was. And just as when Ali fought Frazier, I think they let him fight. The way Frazier got beat up in Ali's jaw, I think they let him fight. Mike Tyson's first 20 fights, come on. Look at them first 4 or 5, and you see that he don't really hit him. The one dude I'll say he knocked out was Jesse Ferguson. He broke his nose. But a lot like Sheldon fight, let me see if I can find it, Mike Tyson versus Sheldon. And he does not hit Sheldon at all. And for fair use. What's it? Yeah, watch this. He does not even hit Sheldon. He doesn't hit him. Oh, this is not it. This is not it. This is no. Oh, this is it. This is it. I want to get just to the knockout. Where's the knockout? So Mike Tyson was the same thing as Rocky. All right, here we go. Here we go. I think this is okay. Here we go. I'm just going to show the knockout, but it's no knockout. He don't even hit him. Watch this. Nothing. He didn't do nothing to him. Watch this. There's no punch. Nothing. He didn't do nothing to him. Holding. Okay, Mike, I'm going to fall down. Like wrestling. This ain't nothing but different. Look at that. Didn't hit him. Gets up. Doesn't get hit the second time. Watch this. See? No punch. He goes against the ropes and he just falls down. Watch. Nothing. Watch. Nothing. Go through Mike Tyson's early fights. You see, Mike Tyson was created. And he always made a lot of mistakes as a fighter. He was always off balance. And that's why, like, when he fight Pinklin Thomas had the perfect style to beat him. And yet he did not try to jab this dude. They made this dude look like he's such a terror. Now, I found one fight was interesting where the dude kind of got him. The dude was getting him. And like, if you watch the fight against him and Buster Douglas, again, they thought you can, like, you watch the fight yourself and you see in the third round where Mike Tyson sees he has a real fight. Because as you saw, him and Sheldon was talking to each other. And Mike's telling him what to do. The dude who jumped against the ropes, Young. Watch it yourself. And you'll be like, wow. He ain't even hit him and the dude jumps in the ropes. He has 2 dudes that do that. But the dude with that jump back style, he was practicing that. When you see him jump back like that, he's practicing that. And Mike's telling him, well, I'm going to throw this. And Sheldon, it was nothing. You remember how Tupac came out there talking about, did you see how Mike hit Sheldon? He ain't even hit him. So Mike Tyson was made up just like everybody else. Mike Tyson had a lot of fixed fights. That's why he hated his boxing career now. What's up? Hey, Read My Soul, thank you for joining. And I know you definitely got to have
vision.
Yeah, and like if you even go historically, if you look at prime Floyd Patterson, it's no way that prime Floyd Patterson would have lost to Sonny Liston. He had all the tools. To stymie Sonny's strength. And then Sonny knocks him out easy. Johansson, but watch him before he even fights Johansson. He had the ability to literally go to the ground and come back up, ducking. Later in life, he had back problems. But I mean, at prime Floyd Patterson, the movement, I mean, he had all the movement to avoid what happened to him, is my point. He was that good a fighter. And those two fighters, and even like Sonny Liston does get beat up by Ali in the first fight, but they made him stop. And now maybe Ali could have knocked him out. Skill-wise, Ali had the perfect style of a slightly bigger man that could hit. And to show you how desperate they was to beat Ali, they saw they had to cheat. They put this shit to burn Ali's eyes. And Ali almost quit. And then Sonny Liston, even at 40 years old, was ranked, and he never fought Joe Frazier. He never fought George Foreman. And then if you even watch, like Joe Frazier, watch Ali Frazier 1. And the way it's a reality breakdown is the cinematic. Let me show you. I'm not going to show any of the fight, but let me show you that still the beautifulness of the cinematography of Ali Frazier 1. I mean, here we are 50 some years later, and the colors, let me see if I can get it better. The color, I mean, the colors are magnificent. This is 50 years ago, y'all. Look at this color. Look at this color. 50 years ago. Look how well, this is definitely reality breakdown. Because look at the color of this fight. I mean, look how vivid it is. Look at, even though 50 years later, how vivid. This was shot with something different. Look how vivid this is. And look at Ali fucking around. And Frazier gets him. Watch this. Watch him tell him to come back in the corner. Oh, this ain't the 11th round. Look at Joe. Joe was going to die that night. Joe was going to die this night. He was really... But let me show you Joe after the fight. If they show him. They keep showing the knockout. The knockdown. But let's show pictures of Joe. I mean, he got beat so bad. Maybe this even show how bad he got beaten. I mean, this guy almost died. People don't realize Joe Frazier almost dies after this fight. Let's see if we can catch some pictures of how he looks. Look at the hematoma on his right eye. And Joe was almost, look at this. Look at how swole up his face is. So they're trying to kind of hide him, but look at that hematoma right there. Look at right there, that hematoma right there. I mean, this man almost dies. He's in the hospital a month after this fight. But even here, look at his face even here. Look at his face. Look at his face even right there. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Look at his face. I mean, he just took a terrible beating. Look at his face, y'all. Now, Ali had the fat jaw, but look at Joe's face. I mean, he just took an unbelievable beating and almost literally died. He almost died. Kidney failures, kidney shutdown. He almost died. And what I love about Joe Frazier is that's the last time we saw a real warrior. Because I think this fight, they fought. I mean, Joe Frazier was never the same again after this fight. And just to show you that this fight, just to show you the difference in color of that fight, well, let's find their last fight. This fight is not near as vivid. Oh, and this is somebody, I met both Ali and his brother. I met Rahman. Rahman, that's Ali's daddy. But this is Rahman. I got to meet both Ali and Rahman. I met them in my life. Rahman actually came over to my house because one of my friends was a trainer. And he trained Rahman. Rahman fought in Kalamazoo. But I just want to show you some of the fighting, and the colors are just not as vivid, not as rememberable. I mean, you can tell. I mean, this is, they've redone it, but you see what I'm saying? The fighting, the color is not just as vivid. There's something different they did to that first fight to make it look more vivid. And again, Joe, at the end of this fight, Joe can't even see out of his left eye. At the end of this fight, he can't even see out of his left eye. He's fighting basically with one eye. And it's 100 degrees in there. There's no air condition. Let me see. Because I think he quits in the 14th round. Yeah, right here. If this is round 14, what is this? Round 12. Where he sees, it's obvious that Joe can't see anymore. Okay. Oh, this is... Did he quit in round 12? I thought he quit in round... Because Ali's about to quit too. Joe can't see. And a little historical fact. Something that... this guy right here was in Sonny Liston's corner when Ali fought Sonny Liston. And this is Eddie Futch. I can't think of his name, but he was in the corner with Sonny Liston. I want round 14. Fair use, fair use. These motherfuckers is beyond tired. This is beyond tired, beyond exhaust. I mean, and Joe has nothing left. They both have nothing left. But look, you see that? He knocked his mouthpiece out. Did you see that? He knocked his mouthpiece out. Watch this straight right. Joe can't see right hands. Because his left eye. His left eye is virtually, he ended up losing sight in his left eye. But he had trouble with his left eye his whole life. Watch this right that he hits and knocks his mouthpiece out. They're grappling, grabbing. All right, where did he hit this dude at? But he really teased off on him. And Joe can't really protect himself because he doesn't see it. And they're both tired. Let's see. It's 13. I think Joe doesn't come out for the 14th round, 15th round. Okay, this is the 14th. Yeah, Joe don't come out after this. Look at his face, though. He's all beat up even here. And he can't see out of his left eye. And they know he can't see out of his left eye because he's getting hit. That's why he got his mouthpiece knocked out. Because he can't see. And that's what they're telling him. They're like, look, man, we know you can't see out your eye. And yet he's like, give me one more round. And that's a warrior. That's a warrior. I mean, he was like, I hate this man so much, I will risk my life to try to beat this man. Because he hated Ali until they died. I mean, he really did. Ali was bogus to him. Called him a gorilla. And so, Ali was bogus too. Ali was very bogus as well. Calling him a gorilla. So, Joe Frazier was a warrior like no other. And remember what America did to him. America gave a statue to Rocky before they gave a statue to Joe Frazier. So, man, these fights, yeah, Joe's face looked like Martin's face when he fought Tommy Hearns. Exactly. I don't even know. Let me see if I can find some more here. See if I can find, right here. Here we go. See if I can find more pictures of him. Because it's really sad. It really is. Yeah, this might be it. see if I can, again, check this out. I mean, look at the colors. I mean, look at the colors. I mean, there's something different about these colors. Like compared to this. And I know, you know, this is a few years, this is like 4 or 5 years later, but the colors are just for 1970, this is like really special for 1970. Trying to see if there's any pictures of see if there's any more pictures of Joe after the fight. But look at the color even here. And this is 1971. Look at the color. Say hi, you can pay for the pictures now, but just look at the vividness of this. I mean, there's something different about this film that's sharper than what it should be for the time. See, does this picture show Joe's face? No, this is early in the fight. Doesn't show his face there. Oh my, I found this. Oh, I'm saving this one. Oh, I'm saving this one. Ooh. Super Sly said he saw this picture. This picture used to be in my book. Wow. I lost this book about, I don't even know, maybe 10, 15 years ago. This picture sums up what a brother in America. Wow. In this picture, look at him. He's beat up. Sonny Liston's beat up. He's cut under this eye. He's got a mouse under this eye. And he knows he has to give up everything. In this one moment, you see him having to give up everything because he's the king of the world. The heavyweight champion was literally the king of the world. And in this picture, you see him giving it up. You see him giving up everything that made him special. You see him giving up everything that made him different. Of all the man that beat the man, he was the man. And here he is, having to give it all up. He didn't fight, and like Joe Frazier, he was told to give it all up. And in this picture, it sums up everything. Yeah, I have not run into this picture in so freaking long. Yeah, this is the picture. But right here, it tells you he has to give everything. He's giving. And do you know how hard that has to be, and how, you know, like if you watch Ali Foreman, you know, Foreman runs into the ring with a bunch of people. After he loses, he walks out the ring back to his dressing room with 2 or 3 people. Nobody gave a fuck about him after he lost. And this is that look of, you know, a black king losing it. You know, everything that made him special, everything that he worked hard and hit that heavy bag he's losing in this moment. And he has to give it up to the young person across from him. And he doesn't even give it up, you know, to get knocked out or nothing. He's made to give it up sitting on this bench. Wow. I didn't expect to find that picture. And I don't know if there's any other pictures of them where Joe. Here's even a better shot. Okay. I wasn't even looking for this picture. I'm glad I found it. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, they don't really have. There's not really a lot of shots of Joe. And this is early in the fight. This one's early in the fight. So they're not really both beat up there. Let's see, does this got any more? And this is Ali Liston 2. And again, this was called the Phantom Punch. Let's look that one up. Let's go back. Here we go. Let's see if we can find Ali Liston 2. Yeah, here we go. And it's colorized. Now this is Ali Liston. Okay, this is Ali Liston 2 colorized. This is colorized. Fair use, niggas. I've never seen this colorized. Look how good Ali looks. Look at his legs. His legs was the shit. Look at his movement. Look at him. I met Jersey Joe Walcott. Jersey Joe Walcott sat in my living room too. This dude only about 5'7", and he was a heavyweight champion. But this brother sat with me for 3 hours and told me boxing stories for 3 hours. I love Jersey Joe Walcott. And Sonny's body isn't near as hard if you look at his body. Now watch this. Watch this. Tell me if he knocked him down or not. But look at Ali. Ali is he's at his peak. He was 22 when he beat him before. He's 23 because he had a hernia operation, so he's 23 or 24. I haven't seen this colorized yet. This is my first time seeing this colorized. But look at Ali's movement. You telling me if Joe Frazier would have fought him in 68 or 69, he'd have killed Joe Frazier. He would have retired undefeated if those 3 years weren't taken from him. No one could deal with this. No one. And no one had these skills. No one had these skills to pull away from punches. That's why you see everybody pulling away from punches, yet strong enough to grapple. Fair use. But I want y'all to tell me if this is a punch or not that he knocks him out with. Is this a real punch? Sonny ain't really doing nothing. Again, Sonny ain't. Okay, he got him there. Ali hit him there. He did hit him. And Sonny's quite a bit older, too. This fight ain't very long, yeah. This is cool. They colorized it. I've never seen this colorized. I used to have this in film. But let me know if y'all think this is a real knockdown. Pow! Now, this is what I think he was hurt. Now, I don't know how hurt he is here. This looks like some bullshit. But, okay, now watch Sonny's reaction once Joe breaks up. Watch this. This is where I think Sonny was hurt. See? Ali's beating the shit out of him. So he kind of hurt Sonny. But again, what do you think? Okay, Ali had the ability to hit somebody going backwards, which is a rare skill. He's going backwards, yet he's throwing the right hand. Okay, he's winding up the right hand. Okay, now Sonny's head looks like it's been hit. Sonny's head looks like it's been hit. And he fell down as soon as he got hit. What do y'all think? But Ali was sweet where he could go backwards and throw a punch. He could take a backward step and still throw overhand right. Now watch Sonny's head. Boom. And the famous, this is the famous scene right here. This was the point of this whole fight. This scene right here they cut. To be great, you got to knock another nigga down. That was the whole point of that right there. To be great, you got to knock another black man down. That was the point of that. To be great, you got to, but what do you think? Do you think he hit him? Does it look like he hit him to y'all? Does it look like he hit him? Ali hit him. Okay, Javar says he hit him. Ali called him a big black gorilla. Yeah. And he was wrong for that. He was definitely wrong for calling him that. You say Ali hit him. Yeah, it looked like he hit him. And when they got back up, you could see he was hurt. He couldn't even defend himself. And I talked to Joe Walcott about that. He even said he hit him. But the controversy is the person that counted him out wasn't Joe Walcott. The person that counted him out was the timer. The timer said he counted 30 seconds. He said he counted 22 seconds. He said he counted him out twice. Said Sonny was on the floor, on the ground that long. So I don't know. Say, yeah, he hit him. Okay. Yeah, I thought he hit him too. Because he hits Big Cat Williams with the same punch where he steps back. And when he hits Big Cat Williams, he actually steps back and hits him twice. But he had the ability to step back and throw that punch forward. So, I'm a boxing person. I love boxing. But, Ali was controlled. George Foreman, like if you look at the Foreman Frazier fight, you can look at Frazier's body and tell that it ain't the same guy. Even when I showed you Frazier Ali 3, you can look at both of their bodies. They didn't really put everything into it. You know, they didn't really get in that peak fighting condition. So, but you know, I'm an old boxing buff, so I love this kind of stuff. I love the boxing. Well, yeah, an hour and a half. Okay, this is longer. I wanted to go. I don't come on tomorrow night, so I'm gonna change my schedule to I'm gonna come on Monday nights. Was it Thursday morning? Not Wednesday. Yeah, Thursday morning, and then Saturday night, Sunday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning. So I'm gonna start only going 3 times a week because I need a little more rest. But y'all understand, you know, but when football season starts, I'll start back on the Sundays. Oh, the NFL news, they didn't sign any of the running backs, but the running back from Dallas already signed his deal. So he's stuck in his deal. He can't see Barkley and the running back from the Raiders. They won't be penalized for sitting out. And right now they're saying Barkley is going to sit out up until the first game. And they won't be penalized. They can't, because right now they franchised them, but the guy was named the guy in Detroit, the guy in Dallas signed his franchise tag in March, the beginning of the new football season. Barkley and the dude for the Raiders, Joe, whatever his name is, they didn't sign. So they technically, without being fined or losing any bread, they could sit out the first game. So that's the football news that's coming. It looks like the receiver from the Rams, Cooper, they're trying to trade him. It's funny, they're trying to trade the Angels are trying to trade the Japanese dude. So that's going to be interesting if they trade him to a contender, because you know they've been trying to build up. And you know, I guess I don't get upset as much about the Japanese dudes coming over as I get upset because really, like, the ball games started in America and the ball was invented in South America. So I have no problem with the South American brothers dominating baseball. I have no problem with that. These are still Americans. Don't matter, you know, it's what America you in, you're still America. I guess because there's not that many Asian players and they're not going to get rid of the Latin American players at all, or in the island players. They're not going to get rid of that because the system they run in South America is very close to what's done over in Europe. And I guess people don't realize that. These children don't go to schools like regular American children. These children go to baseball academies. They've been like that. This has been like 30, 40 years like that. These children play baseball all year round. They go to school and they play baseball. That's what these players in South American islands do. Now, up here in the Midwest, we can only do batting cage baseball in the winter. But Texas, Alabama, out west, they can play baseball all season long. So these places have an advantage. I mean, why do you think all these northern colleges go, even the junior colleges got baseball team, all of them go to nicer weather to do the spring ball. So I don't know if I'm really as upset with them bringing the Japanese over, because you know how Japanese baseball started. Is the American soldiers started playing Japanese baseball when we didn't drop atom bombs on them. We dropped that hot oil on their ass. Napalm. We napalm their ass. When they dropped the napalm on the Japanese, when they dropped the napalm on them after they went over there and took over, they introduced baseball. And that's how baseball got to Asia, was through the American troops. And so that's something that the Americans definitely created. And now, you know, it is almost a farm league. I don't know if y'all, like during COVID, when the first baseball that started was the Korean baseball, I think. And there were several players playing over there in Korea at the time. So it's kind of like a minor league as well, where Americans can go over to Japan and play. Japan, Korea. So I don't really got an opinion of that. I really don't care. It's like it's, but it's the way they artificially build up. That's the thing, is how they artificially build up people. So sorry I'm late, everyone. I was just hovering in space for a second. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Thank you, Jeffrey Lane. And I know you got to have
vision.
But it's okay that you came in and checked it out. Whoever checks me out, I know I'm not for everybody, but that's okay. I hope people get something out of what I'm trying to say. And I guess the point is, just like I'm showing you with the boxing, I'm showing you with my thing has always been the football, basketball, baseball is fixed. Like my girl was trying to ask, she was like, well, how could they fix baseball? I'm like, didn't you just, if anybody watched the home run derby, you can throw a home run to anybody anytime. If any of y'all watched the home run derby, and that's baseball. That's baseball. You can let a person get a hit anytime. And I've always said, is they all got earbuds. That's why this shit with the pitcher and the catcher, they've always had earbuds. And so the players, a ball come to the player, they'll tell the player, let it go, make an error. They'll tell a player, throw a wild pitch. Hit a player. Because now they got all that equipment. I watched the game today, and they said a guy got hit in the foot. It didn't even look like he got hit. It looked like the ball hit in front of his foot. The dude didn't even react. When you get hit with a baseball, you react. He didn't even react. So you know he didn't even get hit. But it's the decisions are that quick. The egghead man in the room, as they're watching the game, they tell the player, make an error. Drop the ball. Flub. It was one dude, he got the ball, then he dropped it. He got it again and he dropped it. He got it again and it dropped, and dude got an inside the park home run. I mean, I got to find that one because it was just like the most unbelievable. So it's all sports. So nobody feared Mike Tyson. And this is the other part about Mike Tyson. I've said before, it's like, why didn't they let Mike Tyson fight in prison? I showed you a couple videos ago. They let dudes fight in prison. Wild World of Sports, ESPN, they took the cameras in prison and showed them. How come Mike Tyson didn't fight in prison? Why didn't Michael Vick? Why didn't Michael Vick work out in prison? They got prison football teams. Why wasn't Michael Vick lifting weights and everything? He didn't seem in shape when he came out. What else is it to do in prison but be in shape? You telling me Mike Tyson didn't have enough money to buy a ring to put into the prison? Prisons give you those kind of perks. You don't think he could have look, I can buy a ring. I need to work out while I'm here. Do you guys mind if I buy the ring stays when I leave? I'll build a facility to put the ring in. I mean, did y'all study Herschel Walker? Herschel Walker said he was doing thousands of sit-ups and push-ups every day till he got into his 50s. And you telling me Mike Tyson in prison didn't get in shape in prison? Why didn't they even have Mike Tyson fights in prison? Now, maybe Indiana didn't allow that, but I doubt it. You telling me if they let Mike Tyson fight in prison, the prison ain't getting any money? The state of Indiana ain't getting any money? But yet they did this for other people. And you got the number one contender at the time, and you telling me he couldn't fight in prison when they have had prison fights in the past on national TV. So that never made any sense to me. And Michael Vick never. You telling me niggas didn't want to run routes for Michael Vick? You telling me Michael Vick couldn't go into the yard and have niggas run routes? And just work out he was only in prison 9 months. You telling me he couldn't work out for 9 months? Every day, work on his throwing, drop back. And again, you can buy extra equipment in prison. You telling me he couldn't buy footballs in prison? There ain't no footballs in prison. Every time you see a prison yard, you see niggas hooping, so you saying you can't have a football in prison. And you telling me niggas didn't want to run routes for Michael Vick. 9 months. He's only in prison 9 months. Perfect place to train. Prison is the perfect place to train. Yet when Michael Vick came out, he didn't look like he was in shape. That to me is a reality breakdown. The perfect place for an athlete to get toned up and in shape, these niggas come out not looking toned up in shape. Now, I think Tyson did 4 years. 4 years, you ain't working out? Again, these money-hungry people, they could have put Mike Tyson on TV. So I don't know. Michael Vick was my favorite. Shit, Michael Vick was Gale Sayers that had the ball every play. That's the best comparison I can give you. The closest person that ever came to Gale Sayers was Michael Vick, and he had the ball every play. He could change directions. Like his burst, once he broke free of everybody, his burst. Now, when he got with the Eagles, I think he got hurt on purpose. Remember the gold line play where he didn't just fall, and then Nick Foles came in, took his place after they gave him back. Remember, he lost a $100 million contract. The Kansas City Chiefs coach, when he was there, he gave him that $100 million back. And as far as I know, Michael Vick still worked for Fox Sports. I used to play Madden and do pure bullshit. I say again, pure bullshit with Michael Vick, straight up. And that was the way they destroyed his career, though. That's the way they destroyed his career. I mean, he got his bread back, but he was never really the same. Again, he took that hit going to the gold line. You slide. Michael Vick was only 6 foot, so you slide. So somewhere, you've got to learn to slide. And he was knocked out. He was never really the same after that. Remember, when he went to Pittsburgh, he wasn't sharp at all. It was a couple games where Roethlisberger got hurt and he played and he didn't have it anymore. And he had one of the strongest arms of all time. I mean, he had one. I've been around dudes, quarterbacks. My career was more football and like around prime athletes all the time. And it's dudes that could throw a ball. Like my best friend that was a corrections officer for Dade County, for 30 years. I mean, that dude could throw a football 100 yards easy. And Michael Vick, it's dudes that can just flick it. I mean, it's almost like the machine. The machine has a name, but the machine that throws passes, dudes can damn near throw like that. And Michael Vick was one of them, could just flick it and throw it 70 yards. Some dudes got to really wind it up, but Michael Vick could just really flick it. And he had a truly strong arm. So sad. But again, Michael Vick is with it. He's with Fox Sports, so he ain't lose nothing. Everything they said he lost, he got back. And I said before, like dog fighting, like this was my Saturdays in Greensboro. My Saturdays in Greensboro, and I told this story many times, where the Chinese restaurant was, it was dog fighting and it was cockfighting. So all you had to do is like the Chinese restaurant was kind of like in the front where the highway was, and you go back behind it and there was 2 barns. One barn was cockfighting, one barn was dog fighting. Now I only generally went on Saturdays, but I know they was out there Sundays too. Now I imagine they was out there. I can't speak for the rest of the week. I really can't, but from what I heard, it was open all the time. And so I lived down there for 7 years. In 7 years, my Saturdays, I wouldn't bet on dog fights and cockfights. This was very common. And if the dogs lose, you know what happens to them. They get killed. That's just how the business is. And I had some teammates that in New York, and New York was the dog fighting capital. I mean, if you go to some of them buildings in New York, it'd be lofts and be motherfuckers out there thick in them lofts fighting them dogs. And the same way with the cockfighting. It was the same way. You could go bet on the cocks. I kind of like betting on the dogs a little more, but this was common down there. That's my point. This is common. And again, Michael Vick got caught in a county where 2 European dudes got caught. Second time, they got $500 fines. But Michael Vick gets 9 years in prison. And one of the dudes he carried for years since they was in high school turned state's evidence against him. So, I don't know. One of the realest people I've ever met. He's one of the slickest Nike commercials too. Yeah. Michael Vick, again, was the closest thing to Gale Sayers. Really, when you say Gale Sayers with the ball every play, Michael Vick really was that. No one else had his skill level. Not RG3. Remember, Michael Vick didn't need read option. He just spread everybody out because he was a true passer. And so if everybody spread out, let's see this one. Let me see if I can find this one. See if I can get this run. Okay, it's this one. It's this one. Here we go. Fair use, but this is not very long. And now this is terrible. Look how this is from 2002. And this is in the Metrodome. And we're going to see a little TV tackling here too, but here we go. Mike Vick against the Vikings. He beats the Vikings. See, no read option. All right, let's show that again. Now, they always say the knock of brothers, and we had the kneeler and we had RG3. They did spread. No, they did read option. This is play action all the way. This is a basic offense. Let me see. Are we double tight here? Nope. He was on the line. He's the flanker. That's the tight end right there. We got the tight end right there. We got the wide receiver. So we go X, Y, Z. And then you'd give them numbers. This is just play action. This is what every quarterback in the NFL does. Play action. See? Play action fake. Breaks contain, and that's it. Look at this. He ain't even faking dudes. See, that was some TV tackling there. That was a little TV tackling, but again, that ain't what RG3 and the kneeling dude had to do. That ain't what, they couldn't do that. They had to do read option. Michael Vick didn't need read option. He did not need read